I thought this was just something my family did. Then I went to Calabria. Today we're going to make stuffed eggplant the way they do in Calabria. Now, growing up, I thought this was something only my family did, but when I went back to Calabria several years ago and met with distant cousins, I found out this method was very typical in the towns I was from. We've talked before about cucina povera, which is basically the poor people's kitchen. Vegetables like eggplant were very common in southern Italy. What we're doing here is we're stuffing the eggplant with Romano cheese from sheep, which were also common there, leftover bread that has gone stale, and then parsley from the garden, and some garlic and salt and pepper along with the eggplant. You could also stuff the eggplant with sausage or other meats or more cheese or different cheeses. But here we're going to do this very simply so you learn the method. I guess one of the things to say is this is an everyday dish. If you were going to stuff something with a meat mixture, it would be done closer to the holidays to celebrate. We are going to get started. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to take a large pot of water and we're going to bring it to a boil. Now you could also roast the eggplants, but traditionally what my family did was boil them, so that's what I'm going to do here. Now we're going to prepare the eggplants. You can see I have them here on the cutting board. I have 3 eggplants, which are about a pound of eggplant. If you get the really little eggplants, the mini ones, these are great to do as an appetizer as well. But anyway, so we are going to cut off the top here. We don't need the green part. And we're also going to cut off the bottom right there. And then we are going to cut the eggplant in half. I'm going to do that for all 3 eggplant. Now the eggplant, this will take some time. It may take 10 minutes or so for the water to come to boil. And then it will take 15 minutes or so for the eggplants to cook. And then we are going to wait for them to cool and make the filling. For the filling, we're going to need about 2 tablespoons of parsley. I generally prefer curly parsley, as I find it's more flavorful, but all the farm stand had was the flat Italian, so I'm using that right now. But you don't necessarily have to mince this, but you want to make sure the flavor is spread throughout the filling, so you want it chopped finely. So that'll be good. I have already ground the pecorino and mixed it with 2 cloves of pressed garlic, which you can see here. I have about a cup of it. Romano has a much more pungent taste than Parmigiana. So when I make meatballs or anything I really want flavor, I use pecorino, the way my great-grandmother did. And then the bread. What I have here was, I weighed it. It was about 3 ounces of good quality Italian bread. And I let it dry and get stale. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill this with water. And we are going to soak the bread. What's interesting is that I said we let the bread get stale back when this recipe was being made in houses in Italy that didn't have a lot of money. It was how they used the leftover bread. So the bread was already stale and it was just a way to use it. And that is going to soak in the water minimum 5 minutes, but we have plenty of time because the water hasn't even started boiling yet. So we are going to let that sit while we wait for the water to boil. The other ingredient we're going to need is olive oil. And if you see here, I am using a big tin of olive oil. This stuff is less expensive, and because we are frying it and then going to discard it when we're done, we really don't need the expensive fine EVU, which is used to drizzle on and give flavor. We just want a decent quality. I guess Whole Foods would be offended when I said decent quality. They talk about it being a premier Mediterranean blend. But we want the discount olive oil. It's still extra virgin, so it is pressed from the first pressing of olives, but it's not the fancy stuff. You can see the eggplant is changing color because I cut it already, and that is absolutely fine because it's going to be totally cooked. So we're going to boil the eggplant. We're going to take out the insides. We're going to drain the insides in a colander, and then we are going to mix up the insides of the eggplant with the bread, the cheese, the garlic, some salt and pepper, and the parsley. We are then going to stuff the eggplant and we're going to fry them in extra virgin olive oil. Now, if you have extras of these, which you might, depending on how many people you're cooking for and how many eggplant you're cooking, these are great covered with tomato sauce and mozzarella and baked. So you can actually make these ahead of time, freeze them, and then bring them out and do a baked stuffed eggplant dish, which is a different meal and just as good. So now we need to wait for the water to boil. The water is ready, so we're going to put the eggplant in. I want to keep it submerged, so I am going to put a plate on top to weight it down. And then I'll set a timer to come back for 15 minutes. So it's been 15 minutes. My timer went off. I took the plate off, and I'm going to use a fork to check to see if the eggplant is tender, which it is. So I'm going to drain it. Okay, the eggplant is fairly hot, so I am going to take it and put this in the refrigerator for a few minutes while we get the rest of the filling going, so I don't burn myself. So we're going to get the filling ready. So the base of the filling, in addition to the eggplant, is going to be this bread. And what I need to do with the bread is I need to squeeze the water out and put it in the bowl. So you see I take the bread, squeeze the water out, and in it goes. The reason I need the eggplant cool is I'm going to be mixing up all of this with my hands when I'm done. This is a standard process in my meatballs as well. And in case the filling comes out a little dry, which I don't think it will, I'm going to save the water because putting in a little bit of water at the end is good. So here we have our bread, and we are also going to mix in the cheese, garlic, and the parsley. These are all very standard Calabrian meatball ingredients. And I actually have a recipe that I developed because my grandmother didn't do it, I don't know why, for eggplant polpetti, which makes a mock meatball using the eggplant. The key is that I also use things in that recipe like ricotta, which give you the extra fat you're going to get when you're using beef. I'm going to use an egg as well, and I am going to take a little bit of salt. I'm not crazy about pepper, so I'm going to skip it, but most people would put pepper in at the same time they put the salt in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I said before that I was using the more moderate olive oil to fry in, which I am, but I am also including some olive oil in here for flavor and texture because we're not using any meat. And for that, I'm using a better quality olive oil. So I'm going to check and see if the eggplants are ready yet. So while we wait for the eggplant, we're going to mix this up. And then we're going to put this aside, leave everything for about 10 minutes until the eggplant cools off. And then we're going to take the eggplant out of the skin, mince it up, toss it in here, mix it up, put it back in the skin and fry it. So we have the eggplant. Some water's dripped out. We're going to get rid of the rest of it later with a dish towel, actually. So I'm going to take the eggplant out of here, drain this water. And while we're doing the eggplant here, I have started the oil heating because we're going to want that to be nice and hot. So you can see the eggplant almost pulls away now that it's been cooked. We are just going to use a spoon and scoop it out. And then I am putting it in a colander to drain a little bit more. You could have let this sit overnight if you had time to boil but not time to stuff later. It doesn't matter how cold it is. The key is that it is cooked. So we've got the eggplant meat out. I put it in a colander. And now what I am going to do is I am going to wrap it in a towel. And then I'm going to squeeze all the water out. I'll show you a little bit here where I have this plate that can catch it, but then I'm going to go over to the sink and do the rest of it because I want to get as much water out as possible. There we go. I'm going to take my knife and chop this, not really finely, but enough that I'll be able to squish it in with the rest of the filling easily. You can see there we have the eggplant, and we are going to put it in here with our bread and cheese. So remember, this mix had bread, Pecorino Romano, eggplant, egg, garlic, and parsley. I started with about a pound of eggplant, 1 egg, 3 ounces of bread, a cup of Romano, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 2 garlic cloves, and a pinch of salt. So here we have the eggplant. And here we have the skin. We are going to stuff these. Sort of looks like stuffed artichoke, and the filling is very similar, but it's a lot easier to eat. Again, I talked before about making these as an appetizer. If you wanted to, you make this smaller, you put in less filling, and then you would just wrap it around to make it look like a mini eggplant. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep these just like this, where we're layering it as a regular eggplant. Now, it's always a mystery whether or not the stuffing and the vegetable, no matter what you're making, match. And in this case, if they don't match, what you can do is you can just make patties and fry them, just little eggplant patties. But I think we are going to be just about all set here. So I started with 3 eggplant. I have 6 stuffed eggplant now, and I need to wait for the oil to come up to the right temperature. You probably want it about 350 degrees. I don't have a candy thermometer though, so we'll see when it starts getting close, when it develops little bubbles around the edges. I will put a little piece of the filling in and see how it cooks. And then we'll do the eggplant a couple of minutes on one side, flip it over, and fry it a couple on the other. There we go. We have the eggplant frying up nicely. Do a couple minutes on one side and then a couple of minutes on the other side until they're all done. I'm going to show you a little trick. Rather than draining everything just on paper towels, I take a cookie sheet, I top it with a brown paper bag, which absorbs the grease, and then put a paper towel on top, so you only have to use one layer of paper towels. See, the eggplant are draining nicely on the paper towels. I was in a quandary as to how to present the eggplant to you. This is how I usually eat them. I like them just plain and stuffed with nothing on them. But some people like to eat them with tomato sauce, and it's a much prettier presentation this way. So here is the eggplant with tomato sauce. Stuffed eggplant, Calabrese style. Or, as after the events of today, I think I'll call it forever, burn the house down eggplant. Don't ask. Mangia bene.